Hi everyone, so for today's Garden with Me vlog, I'm going to show you how I started my seeds and give you an update on them since the day I started them. So insert clip here. So over here I have cocoa coir that I am going to rehydrate, and this is with hot water so that cocoa coir is inert, so it shouldn't have any organisms in it, but just in case it has like fungus, gnats, eggs in it, this would definitely kill it. So but I need to go get some more water. So I'm trying to start several seedlings today, mostly wildflowers, just because they do take a while to germinate, and I want them to be ready for spring as soon as possible. And I am going to winter sow some of them. Some of them I am going to grow indoors. So we'll see just which one works better. But for this one, I'm trying not to overfill it because I'm also going to put some more cocoa coir on top after I put the seeds on them, but I also want it like really packed. Just like I said, having it really packed would provide structure for the seedlings once they germinate. So okay, so that's one. And I'm using a lot of recycled containers for this, but if you want to use recycled containers, just make sure they're recycle 5 because they are the most safe for food if you're concerned about that. I mean, some of these are like recycle 1, recycle 6, but I figured I'm just using them for seedlings. It won't be too bad. But if you're really concerned, then make sure that you are using recycle 5 on the plastics that you reuse for as your planters or as your seed starters. Okay, so these are what I'm going to seed start today. And I have this bottle that I'm trying to do the winter bottle thing. I'm not really keen on doing that, but you know, just for an experiment's sake, I'm gonna try. I should have cleared this out, but I got too lazy. So some of this are going to be winter sowed outside, mostly the wildflowers, and some of this are going to still be indoors starting. I already had like the lemon basil going, but I want some more. The parsley, the chamomile is gonna go in that one. Some primrose that I'm also gonna, I think I'm just gonna finish up the entire thing because it does take like about a month to germinate. Maybe start the marigold too, do some more of the marjoram, and I'll see if I'm gonna start the kale and spinach today. And I am just gonna put some on my hand and just, I don't know if you could see, and I'm just gonna pour it. Probably way too much seeds, but it's wildflowers. Some more cocoa coir, cover it, and then that's pretty much it. I'm probably have to tape this up later on, and then I'm just gonna put it downstairs with the rest of the wildflower that already started to winter sow. One, I'm gonna do the primrose, and this one I am going to winter sow. I have already one started inside. I think I started it last week or a few days ago, but this one I'm going to do outside. Primroses are a perennial, but we had primroses last year, maybe just a couple of them. They didn't do quite well with us. I think just because they weren't properly taken care of. They always got overwatered because they were in containers. But this one I'm trying to grow on the ground. And as you can see, the seeds are very, very fine. You can barely see them. So I'm going to try to just work it all the way here. Just spread it as evenly as I can. And then I'm gonna put a layer of cocoa coir again. Oops, that one area got dumped on too much, but we'll see. Let's try to spread it out a little bit. likewise dump a layer of cocoa coir. I'm just gonna do it thinly because the seed packet says only bury it in 1/8 of an inch deep. But since I'm winter sowing this, I want it to have like some protection. Today is a 60-degree day, but not in the coming days, and we're actually gonna have a lot of rain in the coming days, so I'm not even gonna water this. And a cover will go on top of this. If you recognize this container, this is a rotisserie chicken container that I washed with some holes in it, so I'm also gonna put like the cover back up in here later, and I'm gonna show you that. So yeah, and I made a mistake the first time that I seed sow. I threw away the seed packets. Don't, because the guide is back there. But I also started like a spreadsheet so that I have all this information just in case I lose the packets. But yeah, for your reference, don't throw them away after you seed them because you're gonna need the information at the back. So if you want to save money, you don't want to buy a seed starter and you just want to recycle like I am, but you want to have like soil blocks, this is what I use to create soil blocks. And you could use a knife too as well, or like, you know, a cake cutter, but this is what I use to create soil blocks, and it works. So like this one, I have about 12 panels in here just using this. Alright, so I am done with the marigold and I'm gonna move on to the chamomile. I am going to grow this indoors because it needs 50-degree temperature to actually germinate. So it's, and this one I'm overseeding, and I'm just gonna keep it in this container for hopefully the entire duration of its lifespan. And yeah, so but we'll see how well it actually grows. I might be overseeding a little bit, but okay, that's actually way more seeds than I anticipated, so I'm just gonna bring back half of it in the packet because I thought I could use all of it, but apparently, but that's fine. So just in case this one fails, I have a backup. But as you can see, I don't know if you can, but there's a lot of seeds in there. Today is February 19 and I could already see some true leaf coming out of my cherry tomato seedlings, and the cilantro has been popping up as well, and the peppers are the last one to germinate and form seedlings, but they're on their way too. Not a lot of success in there, but we'll see what happens with the rest of them. And then the chives as well, not doing that great, but we'll see its progress. And over here I have the sage already popping out, and then some more cilantro in here. Like a lot of these are cilantro, and this one is the basil, and yeah, some more cilantro over here, and a couple of tomatoes. Yeah, and this one is parsley. It started a little bit late, so it hasn't germinated yet. For herbs, it's okay to overseed them, especially if I'm just using them for my own consumption, so it doesn't really matter if I overseeded them. The thing that I shouldn't have overseeded was the tomatoes, but you know, you live and you learn. let's go check out how they look now. Sorry, you'll be hearing my dog bark a lot in the background, but it's just trying to enjoy the weather. But here is what my seedlings look now. I have my tomatoes growing beautifully. These are cherry tomatoes. This is one of the first seed that I started, and it has grown pretty well. And I have like some peppers also sprouting already. I'm not very successful with my peppers. I haven't gotten a lot of seeds that germinated, but I grew peppers last year from seed and they worked out fine, but I started them out too late in the season, so I didn't get to see them bear fruit. So I'm hoping just maybe when the weather gets a little bit warmer, our last frost date has passed, I would just directly seed them outside and maybe it would work out that well. And I have my basil over here. I'm obsessed with basil right now. I've been trying to get as many different types of basil seeds and growing them. So now I have added the spicy basil and the lemon basil, which I could show you over here. So over here is the lemon basil. This is one of the second batches that I have seeded. I have some over here that I first seeded. The ones that I seeded here didn't germinate, but all of the rest did. And some of the marjoram did too, but I remember not overseeding this one. So I did the one that I overseeded just to have a comparison. And over here, the marjoram that I overseeded also is popping up like crazy. And over here I have parsley that is already showing its true leaf. This one take a while to germinate too, but once it did, it's gonna went off beautifully. And I have some more here that I'm also seeding. And I have a lot of cilantro, and I actually just recently transplanted them and I put them into this cups for them to grow in already. And I have some here that I put in the pot. That this one is definitely the one that's gonna grow in my herb garden. As far as this ones I put in a cup, and some of these over here I might sell them in a yard sale that we have coming up. We have a community spring yard sale every year, so a lot of these seedlings that I seeded that I'm not gonna use, I will likely be selling in our community yard sale. And I have cauliflower here, and I have some more peppers here that germinated, but honestly a lot of them didn't germinate. And this one is sage, which is also had a slow start, but it's now growing beautifully. And I have some marigolds here that I just seeded the other day because the marigold that I winter sowed weren't doing anything for like almost 3 weeks, so I kind of got concerned that it's not going to germinate, but I will show you. But now if you follow me on Instagram, I give a lot of updates on my seedlings almost every day. And probably a couple of days after I complained on Instagram stories that my winter sowing is failing, nothing is going on, all of these started to pop up like literally the next day. So that is crazy. But going back over here, I have some tomato yellow pear that I am seeding. I actually have some more of them on the other side that I'm going to show you. And this one is phlox flowers that I just seeded a couple of days too. And over here is my microgreens. This is my second try on microgreens, but my first full tray of microgreens. I started with arugula, but I did it in a very small container just to see how it goes. And I have more success with this one because this one I densely seeded more than I did when I was doing arugula. And I am letting this one grow a little bit more compared with arugula. The arugula, I got a little bit excited. I wanted to try it right away, so I harvested it way too early. This one I'm not harvesting until tomorrow because I'm going to use it for a potluck that I'm going to on Saturday. So it's nice that I could bring a farm to table dish that I grew and harvested myself, that I could share with family and friends. And some of them are like showing true leaves already. I don't know if you could see, it's so tiny, but over here it's like, I swear, if you are trying to get into gardening and you want to have a slow but instant gratification at the same time, try microgreens because they're very easy to grow. It's very hard to make a mistake on it unless you are very heavy with your watering, of course, but they're very forgiving and very easy to grow. So I would say before you try all of these, if you're scared to jump into this right away, try and go and try and dabble with microgreens first. So over here I have my lettuce and kale that I also semi overseeded because this is going to be for my come and cut again leaf greens, and I'm just trying to grow them as baby greens and not as full lettuce and kale. And I have here is kale that I just started to grow from seed that I hopefully could grow into a mature plant, but we'll see. And same with the broccoli over here. I have 3 of them going on right now that I just seeded, and hopefully that will work out as well. And this is like store-bought less celery that I'm trying to grow. I've heard celery is not an easy crop to grow, but I'm just trying to grow this one from a store-bought celery and not try to grow it from seed. And over here is primrose. Not much has happened ever since it's germinated, but it does take 21 to 28 days to germinate, and I think I'm only on day 15, so it's actually a little bit ahead. And over here is dandelion, and you'll say, why are you growing weed? Well, not that kind of weed, but why are you trying to grow weed? Well, because dandelion is one of those weeds that you could actually eat every single part of, the flower, the leaves, and the root. The dandelion greens makes for great salad, and the flower and the roots you could use to make herbal tea. So that's what I plan to do with that. I basically took a early growing dandelion that I found outside, took it the furry ball, stuck it in here, and just watch it grow. So this dandelion, they would grow anywhere and everywhere. So this one is easy to grow, but I try to keep it contained here because I also don't want it to spread like crazy once it matures. But yeah, and over here I have sweet pea that I'm very happy with because it's starting to germinate, and also like the primrose a lot earlier than expected. The only one that hasn't germinated yet is this. Everything that I have in this bag has all germinated, and this one, half of them has germinated. And over here is chamomile. This one is the most excited about because I've been wanting to have chamomile since last year. And these are more some sweet pea, and these are delphiniums that this one I just recently seeded, so it's probably not gonna pop up for a couple more weeks. And this is a tomato Rio Grande. I only seeded 1 container. I think it has like 4 or 5 seeds in here because I'm only growing it for myself. Like if I just don't have enough space to be growing all of these tomatoes anymore. And this is the tomato yellow pear. This is banana pepper and jalapeno pepper. Like I've said, I haven't had much luck with germinating peppers in this cold weather, even indoors, but I was able to germinate a lot of them last season, so hopefully it would work when the season gets a bit warmer. So I'm trying to save my seeds and not seed a lot of them, so I'm just like starting with this 2 containers. And this is spicy basil. Aside from tomatoes, like basil is like my next obsession. So let's bring this one back downstairs and we'll go see the crops that I have downstairs. Let's head down. Over here is a peony bulb that I just got from Walmart the other day. I've only planted 1 so far. I have 3 more, but I'm gonna wait for after the frost date to plant all 3 of them. So that means it might not bloom in time for spring, but I rather them grow and just wait for next spring for it to grow than plant them all now and they all die. But yeah, so there's an overhead view of the space where I want to put my raised garden bed. So that table and that chair might have to go, but we'll see how big of a raised bed that I want. That space might be big enough. I'm not sure. The bags and boxes that are lined close to the fence are my compost pile, and the one that is has the plastic is my test garden for my cold crops. Hi, baby bear. What you doing? Are you looking for your friends? So over here I have 3 planters, and here I am putting back the marigolds. This was where I was seeding them, and if it's really cold or at night, I would put this to act as like a humidity dome like this. But since it's sunny and not that cold, I think we're in the 50s, so I'm just gonna leave it open. And here is some garlic bulbs that I started growing inside, and it started to shoot the stalks, so I decided to transplant them outside like a couple days ago, because garlic needs to be winter sowed anyways. So they've been surviving so far, which is great. And I already also put some garlic bulbs directly in here, and this is the ones that I've been winter sowing that has nothing been happening. Like this is the primrose, nothing's going on with there, and these are like wildflowers, nothing going on with there. And I forgot what I put in here. Oh, I forgot what I put in here, but I already see something popping up. I know you can't see it, me doing it like that, but when I looked inside it, I saw a couple of seedlings, so that is good news. So not much has improved in this area since I've did my first garden with me vlog. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do with this area, if I'm gonna like grow crops in here or just put ornamentals. I'm thinking of making this into a tropical garden, so some of my house plants that are tropical I might be planting out here for the summer. Who knows? Those are like, you know, propagations, so if I lose them over the summer because I decided to plant them out here, I'm not gonna feel too bad. But it would be nice to have a tropical garden. And also the white flower, and also the flowers that I've been growing, they're actually going onto the front yard where I'll be creating my cottage garden. So let's walk over here before my battery dies. So over here, so over here I have my task winter crop. I have arugula here, and I have bok choy in here and bok choy in there. They've been here for a couple of days and nights now. So far I haven't seen any pests or any critters get attracted to it, which is great. But maybe because the weather is still cold, they're still not like out of dormancy yet. So I'm just gonna see how it works out for this crop and how well they grow. I put in the plastic cover at night, or just when the sun goes down, so you know it doesn't get frozen during the cold nights. And I have over there is lettuce that I just seeded. It hasn't germinated yet, but I expect it to germinate real soon. And over there are my compost pile. I'm not gonna go through them. You've seen it in my first garden vlog, but if not, please do check it out. And over here is spinach. I transplanted the seedlings here yesterday into this much bigger tray, and kind of like with the ones that I have here, this is also my test winter crop garden before I put a raised bed in this area. We'll see just how well it works, but yeah. So that's it for my seedlings tours and how I started my seeds. I hope you enjoyed this third garden with me vlog, and I'll be sharing a lot more of these as the growing season starts and the changes that I'm going to make in this garden and the stuff that I'm gonna try to grow this season. I'm very excited about it. But just between this and my houseplants though, is like a lot of growing that I'm doing, and I just hope I'll be able to keep up. But you know me, I love the challenge, and I'm really excited. There's still so much that I haven't shared with you in this vlog, and I don't think I'll be able to share everything in my garden with me vlog. So if you haven't yet, I give almost daily updates on my seedlings and the stuff that I'm growing, aside of giving you updates with my houseplants as well. So do follow me at My Oasis Life, and I'll catch you in my next garden vlog. Bye. Theodore, what are you doing over there? Who are you looking at? Is your friend outside? Is that your friend? Do you see your friend? Okay. Probably just saw a squirrel. He's looking for his friend. Usually when he hears like deer, squirrels, or birds, really anything, he would bark at them. So he is brave because he's like doing it behind the fence, but all right, teddy bear.